Sentencing day is looming for Sean Diddy Combs, set for October 3rd. After months of a high-profile trial, the verdict finally landed. He was found not guilty on the most serious racketeering and trafficking charges, but convicted on 2 counts related to transporting women for prostitution. The prosecution is pushing for a sentence between 4 to 6 years, while Diddy's defense is aiming for something closer to just under 2 years. Meanwhile, the judge holds the power to hand down a sentence as harsh as 20 years in prison. That's a wide gap, and the stakes couldn't be higher. What happens next could change everything, not just for Diddy's freedom, but for how high-profile cases like this play out in the future. Behind the scenes, Diddy isn't just waiting for the judge's decision. Reports reveal he's already taking steps inside federal lockup, enrolling in programs aimed at addressing 2 key issues highlighted during the trial: domestic violence and drug abuse. Sources say he's part of the STOP program, designed to prevent domestic violence, and is also undergoing therapy through a drug treatment course he actually started before his arrest last year, and has continued while behind bars. On the surface, it looks like a serious commitment to change. But with sentencing just around the corner, questions swirl: is this truly a path toward redemption, or just a strategic move to influence the judge's decision? From the prosecution's standpoint, enrolling in these rehab programs sends a powerful message. It signals an active effort to confront the very issues that came up during the trial, namely allegations of domestic abuse and drug use. Prosecutors often consider participation in such programs as genuine steps toward reform, which can weigh heavily when judges decide on sentencing. In federal courts, showing demonstrated rehabilitation might lead to a lighter sentence or downward departures from strict guidelines. For the prosecution, this isn't just about punishment, it's about accountability and making sure the court sees the defendant taking responsibility. But will the judge see it that way in Diddy's case? On the flip side, Diddy's defense team is framing these programs as crucial evidence that he's serious about changing. With sentencing so close, pointing to ongoing therapy and rehabilitation helps build a narrative. He's not just guilty, he's working to fix his mistakes. This approach doesn't just aim to soften the criminal sentence. With over 60 civil lawsuits still pending against him, showing he's committed to reform could influence those cases too. It paints a picture of a man who's introspective, trying to turn his life around, which might sway judges or juries in civil courts down the line. Plus, the fact that Diddy entered these programs voluntarily before sentencing even began adds credibility. It's a move that helps avoid the appearance of just doing the bare minimum to save face. But skeptics aren't convinced this is all for real. Not everyone buys into the idea that Diddy's suddenly had a change of heart. Right after the verdict, he was already telling his family, "I'm coming home, baby," sounding pretty confident despite the serious charges still hanging over him. That kind of attitude made some people wonder if he's really humbled by all this, or just playing the game. Critics argue that these rehab programs might be less about genuine growth and more about damage control, a way to sway the judge and the public. Remember, the judge was clear during the bail hearing: domestic violence is serious, no matter what. That reality weighs heavily on how the court views Diddy's actions and whether rehabilitation efforts can truly make a difference. So what does this mean as we head closer to sentencing day? With sentencing just weeks away, the big question is how the judge will weigh everything. On paper, Diddy faces up to 20 years, 10 for each conviction, but legal experts widely agree that such a harsh sentence would be unprecedented and likely face serious challenges on appeal. The rehabilitation programs he's enrolled in could tip the scales toward a lighter sentence, but they don't guarantee leniency. Judges consider a mix of factors: the nature of the offenses, evidence of remorse, and public interest. Plus, with over 60 civil lawsuits still pending, there's pressure beyond just this federal case. It's a complex legal chess game, where every move Diddy makes now could affect not only how much time he serves, but also how he fares in the courtroom battles still to come. What happens next will set the tone for one of the most talked about cases in recent years. So where does this leave us? Diddy's enrollment in prison programs could be a genuine step toward growth, or a carefully crafted strategy to save face and reduce punishment. Either way, the clock is ticking, and October 3rd will be a pivotal moment not just for him, but for how high-profile figures face justice moving forward. It raises a bigger question. In an age where public image is everything, can celebrities truly reform under the spotlight, or are these moves just part of a carefully scripted narrative? Whatever the answer, one thing is clear: this story is far from over, and we'll be watching every development closely.